Hello and welcome. My speech is going to be about the Texas abortion law, and it's a law that has recently been passed. It was in effect on September 1st, 2021, and the law states that women who are 6 weeks or more pregnant cannot receive an abortion. Greg Abbott, Republican Party of Texas, approved of this, and ever since then, it has been all over the news. Another thing that's been all over the news is the BLM Act, the ALM Act, which is Asian Lives Matter, and we have been fighting for women's rights and trans rights, but what about IULM? What about in utero rights? The IULM stands for In Utero Lives Matter, which is true because they are the most dependent of any creature. They depend mostly on their mother to give them the nutrients and the organisms used to create themselves. They are the fruit of love when one man and one woman come together sexually and they create this beautiful little baby. They become angels sent by God and hopefully a new and better generation than we were. They deserve everything good coming their way because they never asked to be in this world, yet we decided to be selfish, have sex, and then have them. And as Time Republican says, we will never achieve a truly compassionate and egalitarian society unless we abandon the selfishness that got us here. Abortion is proof. In a society where unborn lives do not matter, no lives matter. So sex is all around us and very addictive. How can anyone have pleasure without having the consequence of having a baby? Now there's two answers to that. Yes, you can, but you must use protection when having sex or use toys or other specific sexual things in the bedroom that can be used without protection, without the women getting pregnant. Then there's also the other side. No, you did the deed. You had sex. The consequences will have to come. You have sex, you have baby. That's just how life works. And I think what helps this sexual fire is pop culture. People crave sex far too often because they like the pleasure and the dopamine that runs through them. And music, dances, books, and other things help with that need to have that dopamine go through. And I believe that there is so much more things that you can do besides having sex. Therefore, if you don't have sex that often, that means less abortions. Okay. So it's an international law that killing is illegal. So why are women doing it every day? As you can see on my chart, the whole entire US continent is green, and green means without restriction as to reason. Now, Hillary Clinton, in her Women's Rights Are Human Rights, says it is a violation of human rights when babies are denied food or drowned or suffocated or their spines broken simply because they are born girls. Now, her first part, it is a violation of human rights when babies are denied food. That's like starving the poor child to death, but we can't do that. Denying them of food, drowning or suffocating them can also mean having an abortion, right? Like you basically kill them. It is horrible what abortion does to your child. And Hillary Clinton also says, now is the time to act on behalf of women everywhere. If we take bold steps to better the lives of women, we'll be taking bold steps to better the lives of children and families too. And I believe this is correct. However, instead of instead of just saying women everywhere, we should say women and in utero children everywhere, because that would make such a more impactful speech of hers when she talks to when she talks in her speech, women's rights are human rights. Now, Arkansas and Oklahoma have banned all abortion. Texas has this law, and I feel like we can make abortion illegal in the US. And since the US is so big and has a big influence on the world, I have a feeling that we can spread this throughout the world and we can make abortion illegal once again. Thank you and good night.